gestures, and sometimes we don't have enough gestures when we are presenting online. But you can have gestures, okay? Just be careful that you don't put your hands too far out. Make sure that it's in frame, and make sure it doesn't hide your face or your mouth. Make sure that it is, you only use it when you are trying to emphasize something. So you don't have to use a lot, but a little bit is very, very helpful. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is to talk about visual aids, but visual aids in the context as a presenter. So for this, I have a Mentimeter. I'm going to use something called a Mentimeter. And the question is, what is it that you do not like about presenters when they are using PowerPoint slides? Okay, so you can go to the Menti three ways. Either you can key in www.menti.com and put in this code, or you can use your mobile phone and use the QR code. Or Shamini has actually put it in the chat. She's put a link, and you can just click and go there. Yeah, you can just click and go there. So let me just quickly go ahead and also pull up the Menti. So I'm not sure if you have any problems getting to the Menti, let me know. Okay, so we've only got 2 people so far in here. So remember, you can go to the link in the chat. So do go to the link and put in your votes. What is it that you don't like about what people do when they are presenting? Just in case you still need the QR code, here it is. If you prefer the QR code, or if you are putting in, the easiest and the fastest way is to go through the link that Shamini placed in the chat. So let me go back here. Okay, nice. Okay, so I noticed that more of you don't like the full sentences for text. Text was too small. Yeah, so that seems to be, the thing that people don't like. Okay, so in the interest of time, let me go back to my slides and let me share with you what is it that people, have said that they don't like about slides. And a lot of times people don't like presenters reading from the slides, and they don't like complicated visuals, right? So you're right. So, full sentences, text was too small, that is also important. So the full sentences for text, it's 52, but most people, what they don't like is this whole thing around people reading from the slides. So I know that you have already learned about design, but here is something else that you need to understand is different between virtual presentations and face to face. When you are face to face, your PowerPoint slides are not as important as you, right? But when you are now going to do presentations virtually, online, with Zoom or WebEx or MS Teams, unfortunately, what needs to happen is that you need to have, you need to compete with so many other people in the room. You need to compete with work. You need to compete with, so many other distractions of the audience, being on mobile devices and maybe doing other things. So you need to make your presentation slides bigger, better, bolder, more pictures, less text. You are still the main presenter. You are still the main communicator of the message. And in case you want to know where I get, by the way, do you like my slides? Yes or no? Are you loving my slides? I hope some of you say yes. Thank you so much. Do I call you Tony or yeah? Lovely. Thank you so much. Makes me feel better. Um, so I get most of my pictures from Pixabay and Unsplash because they are free. They are free. So make sure you choose the free images, especially now as the world is getting smaller. You need to make sure that you use free images, because if you don't, there are these police going around, and I learned it the hard way. Yeah, so I learned it the hard way because I basically used an image which I didn't realize was a stock image, and I got a letter saying that I needed to pay a fine. But luckily, I had a friend who was a very good lawyer, and he basically wrote a letter for me, and he got me out of trouble, right? So after that, I'm very, very careful about using only free images. So go to Pixabay or Unsplash. So all that's left for me to do, I've only got a little bit of time left. So very, very quickly, let me just ask you, when it comes to backgrounds, right? What backgrounds do y'all use? Do y'all use virtual backgrounds, or do y'all prefer to use, I see quite a few of you using virtual backgrounds, or do you prefer to keep it natural? Natural or virtual? Real or virtual? Which one do you prefer? Virtual? Okay, depends. Right. So, virtual backgrounds are very good for branding. So, in the old days, I would say try and avoid virtual because, it wasn't so good quality, but Zoom has very good quality virtual. But here are some tips. Make sure that your lighting is good. Make if you don't have a good strong camera or lighting, then keep it natural. And what you can use is also just use a screen, put it behind you, and maybe like a bamboo screen, or maybe even just a plain white wall is better than having a virtual background if you don't have good lighting or a good camera. Camera doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to spend lots of money on microphone. As long as people can see you, they can hear you, whatever you get with your computer is good enough. But always look for the sales. We are coming into November, the 11/11 sale and the 12/12 sale. Always very, very good times to look for tech tools like this. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are really at the end of my 1 hour. I want to give an opportunity for you to also ask me questions. So, before you do go into the lights, camera, and action of your presentations, I hope that you will take away some of the pointers that I shared. That when you're online, remember your energy needs to be higher. Remember that when you're trying to engage the audience, you can use things like Mentimeter or chat to engage with the audience. Use your voice, make it interesting. Don't speak like a robot, right? To be more engaging. The camera is about making the camera eye level, and look at the camera so that the people feel like as if you're making eye contact with them. And finally, when it comes to your visual aids, pay more attention to creating visual aids or PowerPoint slides that is strong, that is colorful, but with not many words, so that it's more interesting. And here's one more tip. Make sure that the slides are changing every minute at least. Every minute, maybe one or two slides, not like in face to face. In face to face, you can have one slide for a long time because you are in front of the audience. So these are all some tips that I hope you will take away with you. And all that's left is for me to say thank you. And I hope that you will connect with both Shamini and myself. And on LinkedIn, we are going to put our links in the chat so that you can go there and follow us and keep up with our posts. And I have one last mentee to ask you.